Good morning. Welcome to lesson 13, spelling alternatives. We're doing the tricky spelling I, pronounced I and I. Your agenda today, we'll start with a warm-up of long and short vowel review. We'll have our tricky spelling I, phonics, spelling alternatives for I, the sound I, phonics. Our skills reading, we'll reread The Big Race. And then for take home, you'll have The Big Race. Let's learn. Let's focus on our skills first. What are our learning goals? I can tell the difference between words with long and short vowel sounds in one syllable words. What are our learning goals? I can identify and read one and two syllable words with long and short vowel sounds. I have on display some of the trees that we have went over. On your left, you have A, A, I. On the right, you have A, O, I. I will say a word and you will you will repeat the word, point out the vowel sound heard in the word, and point to the appropriate spelling tree representing the different ways to spell the sound. The words I'll say will have both short and long vowel sounds. The first word is cap. If you pointed to the A tree, you are correct. The next word is coat. If you pointed to the O tree, you are correct. The next word is 10. If you pointed to the I tree, you are correct. Don't forget to say that vowel that you hear. The next word is train. You hear A. So if you pointed to the A tree, you are correct. Quite. I. So if you pointed to the I tree, you're correct. Quill. I. I tree. Pie. I tree. Cape. A tree. Cot. A tree. Tine. I tree. Trip. I tree. Oats. O tree. toad. O, old tree. J, a tree. All right, great job. What are our learning goals? I can identify and spell 1 and 2 syllable words with the I sound spelled I consonant E, I-E, or I. So we have completed our warm-up, our long and short vowels review with the tricky spelling I in phonics. Now we're going to do some spelling outs. Well, we're going to do the tricky spelling I in phonics, and we're going to have some spelling alternatives for I in phonics. I. So this is our I tree. Today, we will learn about the tricky spelling I. I, and this is the I tree. Today, you will practice using the spellings that you have learned in previous lessons in 2-syllable words. Tell me the letters to circle that have the I or I sound. And I will circle the letters. So what is the first word? Invite. Sometimes a spelling is shared by 2 sounds. I can be a spelling for I or I. When a spelling can be pronounced more than one way, we call it a tricky spelling. In Kids Excel and other books you read, you will have multi-syllable words that are not written with spaces between them to divide the words. This means you will need to look at the word by themselves and determine how to break that word into syllables and to sound it out in chunks. Invite. So we hear the I sound in in. We hear the I sound in I consonant E. Item. We hear I. Dinner. I. Dried. We have I. E. Saying I. Idle. We have I. Sinus. I. Tonsil. We have I. Tonsil. Ill. Tonsil. Silent. We have I. Okay. Did not read the word yet. I'm going to say a word using this word. I want you to listen carefully and then decide how to say the word. Both of these are ways you might try chunking the letters into syllables. The person who flies a plane is called a would it be a pilot or a pilot? Pie, as in pie, lit is correct. And even though you hear lot, see lot on the end, it's actually pronounced lit. It's just spelled with an O. And we'll have those type of spellings later. With the I, saying I. So this pronunciation will be correct. We're going to repeat this procedure using these words. Remember, I'm going to read a sentence, and you're going to point to which is the correct way to say the word. People who break the law must go to, you need to decide, is it prison or prison? Prison is correct. My grandmother from Virginia came to visit or visit. Visit is correct. Who crossed the blank line first? Finish or Finish? Finish. The Mississippi blank flows north and south. The Mississippi River or River. River. A cold is caused by a blank. Virus or virus. It's caused by a virus. My parents said I could have a blank of 2 cookies after dinner. I could have a limit or limit. Limit. Very good. Now you see the tug of war. Remember, seeing a letter I in a word creates a tug of war with each of the I and I sounds pulling. If the I is surrounded by consonants, it represents the I sound. If it comes at the end of a syllable, it represents the I sounds. When you see an unfamiliar word with the I spelling, try pronouncing it as I, because I is the most frequent pronunciation of I. If it does not sound right or does not make sense in context, you should try I sound. So let's look at this word. This is pronounced as I. So I got silent. But if we put the syllables together here, just pronounce it as I because it has a consonant. Consonant. So it will be seal ant. So is it silent or seal ant? Silent is correct. And you see that this is at the end. This I is at the end of the first syllable. Sigh is first syllable. Okay, now it's time to check your learning. On activity page 13.1, you're going to turn there. You can pause the video while you get to the page. This chart lists the words with the I sound spellings spelled 3 different ways. Use this chart to fill out activity page 13.2. We're going to read your choices on activity page 13.1. We're going to start with the I consonant E column and read down. You can just follow along as I read. Starting with the letter B. First word is bike, crime, dine, fine, hide, ice, knife, like, mice, prize, white, ride, side, smile, time, vine, right. Now we're on the IE column. We have die, lie, pie, and tie. The last column is the I sound spelled with an I. Bicep, bicep, cider, diner, finest, hijack, iris, lilac, mining, quiet, riding, silent, spider, tiger, Viking, writing. Now we're going to go to activity 13.2 and practice our sound spellings. I will read the first question on activity page 13.2 with you, and we will search for the answer on activity page 13.1. Once we have the correct answer, we'll write that in on 13.2. Oh, let's go back. Okay, sound spellings. It says number one, which word on the chart is something you do when you are glad? So I need to go through the words to see what word do we do on the chart when we are glad. And what we can do is just go down the line and see. Look at those words. Do we bike, crime, dine, fine, hide, ice, knife, like, mice, prize, quite, ride, side, smile. I think I would smile if I am glad. So let's go with smile. So for this one, I would write smile in the blank. All right, great job. All right, the rest of it you will work independently on your own. I will go ahead and read those questions for you. You can go back on the video if you need to go back over some of those words to read. Number 2 says which two words on the chart means there is no sound. Number 3, which word on the chart is something that you place in a drink to make it cooler? Number 4, which word on the chart has 2 wheels? Number 5, which word on the chart is a plant that has grapes? Number 6, which word on the chart is an animal that growls? Number 7, which word on the chart is the name of a place you could go to eat lunch or dinner? And number 8, can you track down 3 words that end with I? There's a bonus on the back of the page. Number 1, count the words on the chart having the sound I, spell I consonant E, and write the number here. Number 2, count the words on the chart having the sound I, spell IE, and write the number here. And number 3, count the words on the chart having the sound I, spell I, and write the number here. Once you have finished, you will turn this page in to show your work. Okay, so we have finished our tricky spelling. I, phonics, spelling alternatives, I. You can pause the video if you're still working on your 13.2 and push play when you're ready to go to your skills reading.